or yoshi.
Hey everybody, welcome to another Flower Simplicity Inspiration. Today's inspiration is brought to you by a guy with a haircut. Yes, I finally got my haircut. And I was getting a little long and scraggly and had to do it. So, you know what short Asian hair means? Korean music videos. Sorry, sorry, sorry. Or is that a Japanese group? Anyways, no more dancing. Okay, so this video, it's the video that you've been waiting for all year. I know you've been waiting for it. The time has finally arrived. Thank you for your patience. The video is here. It's on raking. Thanks for coming out to the raking seminar, all 5 of you. Oh, Mom and Dad, thanks for coming out, so all 3 of you. Yeah. Okay, so the raking video is going to be a way for me to explain this chart that I use in my life called the Grrrr to Prrrrr chart. Basically, it's an emotional scale chart to see where I'm at, because a lot of people who know me and who meet me say, it's like, wow, you're always so positive, you're so happy, and how do you stay like that? And it's like, took a lot of learning in my life, a lot of sort of self-exploration of the journey and to see behavior and all that. So this is part of the visual way of explaining that out. So I use the word purr because a cat, even if you just wake up a cat, it just starts to purr after you pet it. At least the cats that I've met, just starts to purr. So the purring is just like just enjoying the loving and just in the vortex and just really feeling the energy. Whereas if you wake up a human being, a lot of times it's like, why did you wake me? I love you. Why did you wake me? Oh. And it's kind of like a grrr and a purr, sort of in between there. But if you wake up a human being in the middle of their dream, just when they were reaching for the gold bar that was going to answer all of life's questions, then it's like, grrr, why did you wake me up now? It's like, I was just about to get the answer, and now I got to take a shower and get ready for work and drive in traffic, and it's like, grrr. So it's, how do we move from grrr to purr and get back into the joy vibration and back into the positive outlook on life? And the chart basically came up because when I'm in my grrrs, you know how when somebody's in their grrrs, the energy is somewhat heavy, and you can sort of like, wow, why are they feeling that way? It's like, dude, like, stay away. My wife was experiencing that at home when I'd get into my grrrs, and so she would sort of say, it's like, you know what, I'm just going to stay out of that energy. And I said, I need to be aware of when I'm in my grrrs. And so I wrote up this little contract, and it's like a handwritten with cartoon and all that, and I just said that for the next 30 days, I said to my wife, I'm going to be aware of when I'm in my grrrs, and I'm going to work on getting to the purrs. So I had to work on methods to get to the purrs and stay in there. And I did it for 30 days to say, it will build a habit after 30 days, like a lot of the books say. So signed it, got her to sign it to say that we totally agreed to this, that I'm going to stick with this. So I put it on the bathroom mirror and stuck with it, and it did amazing things for me. So that even helped me in my life to stay in the purrs more as well. So this video is going to explain it with this raking example. So here you are, your lawn is all mowed, all the weeds have been taken out, so you feel pretty good, right? You're just like, oh, this is awesome, I'm in my purr right now. So I'm elevated, I feel awesome about it. Fall comes along, the leaves fall down, you look out the blinds on that first day when all the leaves have fallen down. Wow, so beautiful, so much vibrant color. In purrs again, elevated purrs, like this is so beautiful. You walk around the city, you walk around your neighborhood, it's like, wow, you know what, there's leaves everywhere, there's vibrant color everywhere. The life just feels so vibrant. Nature is telling us, look at the colors, look at the vibrancy of it. And then as time goes on, you're loving all this color, you're bringing it all in, right? Then you start looking around the neighborhood, it's like, oh, those neighbors, they've raked their leaves up, but there's still a lot of vibrant color around here, and it's like, oh, and then the street cleaner comes by and cleans up. Oh, neighbor across the street still has their beautiful colors out on their lawn too, so we're just gonna, oh, okay, so, well, I have my beautiful colors out on my lawn, and yeah, it's beautiful, right? And starts getting into like, oh, why am I the only one with the beautiful colors on my lawn? And why did you all rake? I don't want to rake my leaves. And the energy starts going down, and a bit of resistance, because you're starting to question, should I be raking now? I don't want to keep up with the Joneses kind of thing, but I'm kind of feeling that, right? And this idea comes in my head sometimes, where it's like, you should move to a condo. And it's like, well, why would you want to move to a condo? Well, even with the people that complain about the strata fees, it's like, they don't have to mow their lawn or rake their lawn, right? It gets raked for them and all that. They just come home and they just do the things that they need to. And I think that's the crux of it, right? It's right there. It's like, if I didn't have to rake, I could be working on my life goals right now, right? I could be doing something really productive. This is something that I don't really want to do. And you could talk about this, you could break it down into all these theories, and a friend could say, you know what, just do it. Just rake it. What's the big deal? And really good advice, right? Just really good advice just to just do it. Action does break the resistance, absolutely. But there's something about when somebody else tells you to do it, right? It's like kind of like when your mom used to say, hey, can you clean your room? And she even just said it in a regular voice. It was like, I don't want to clean my room. I want to play video games or whatever, right? It was, the resistance is there, and it doesn't work too well when somebody else tells you to do it, even if it is the right thing to do at that time. So what ends up happening is like, well, you do it if you feel so inclined to do it, right? And this whole resistance is there. So I think the thing that can help shift that around is, what if we asked a different question? What if we asked, okay, if I have to do the raking anyways, how can I enjoy the raking? How can I enjoy the raking process? And when you ask a question like that, it's asking a positive, sorry, I hit the mic. It's asking for a positive answer, right? It's asking, how can you enjoy this? Then your brain starts thinking of all these positive answers. How can I do it? Why can I do this? Whereas if you're just like, oh, why do I have to rake? Why do I have to do this? Why do I have to keep up with the Joneses? It's a very grrr, and you can get very angry about it. So ask a positive question. Your brain has to give you back a positive answer. It's amazing, amazing computer. So you ask this, how can I enjoy the process? Okay, and then you start lightening a bit. You get back into your purrs a bit. You start getting up to these ideas. You go, oh, you know what? If I get out my cassette tape about, living the life you love. Yeah, I'm going to have this living the life you love cassette tape. I'm going to put it in my Sony Walkman, and I'm going to listen to that Walkman while I'm out raking. Hey, this is awesome. I can rake at the same time while I'm learning the stuff on this tape. This is amazing. So the purr level goes up because you realize you're doing something for yourself. At the same time, you're still getting something done that you know you have to get done, when there was a bit of resistance before. So the energy is lightened because it's like, yeah, no, I'm learning this time. So if we look at the raking now. Okay, so you can choose a way to start raking the lawn. You say, okay, I'm going to rake the lawn, and I'm going to be listening to my tape. This is awesome. Let's just rake, rake, rake. And you're sort of getting a bit tired as you do this method, and you sort of stop, and then you look at, well, how much more do I have to do? And it's like, no, I've got to rake that, I got to rake that, I got to rake that, and then I got to bring out the bin, and then I've got to collect the leaves, and it's like, oh, grrr, and you start getting to a bit of a grrr, because it's like, I don't want to, there's so much work to do, even if you're listening to your tape, right? It's a bit of a grrr going on that. So what I end up doing is I actually start modifying the way I'm feeling about the grrs and the purrs, even when I'm raking, right? So it's like, that method's not going to work for me. Let's try a new method. Okay, this new method, I'm going to start this way, and then I'm going to go horizontal, and then it's going to be a bit tiring because of the length there, so I'll look around and stop at that point and just say, how much do I have to do? Oh, I got that much to do. Oh, I got that much to do. Then the grrs start coming up again, and there's a bit of resistance. So I want to find a bit of a ebb and flow kind of thing where it always keeps me in alignment with the flow of actually raking, rather than pulling me in the grrs feeling like, well, but look at how much I haven't done, etc., right? So the method that I found that works the best for me is if I start in one area and just say, okay, imagine that I'm just going to clean a circle around me. So I pull in one area, and then I rotate a bit, I pull in another, and then I rotate a bit and pull in. And I do this in a circle so that I'm actually pulling towards me, and the length of the raking is actually fairly a short distance, but it's cleaning a fairly big area in one time. So I clean up the one pile, then I imagine another circle that's slightly overlapping with the one that I just did, and I start doing the same thing, raking and pulling, raking and pulling. And because it's not a long pull, 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 like a long vertical, I actually get a break in the amount of strain that it's causing, say, on the arms to pull that Yeah, because leaves are so heavy. But you know, it does get repetitive after a while. So when I stop at any point, I just say, wow, I've actually cleaned quite a bit of the lawn already doing these 2 circles. Okay, let's take a bit of a break now where I'm going to bring out the bin and I'm going to clean up those little piles of leaves. Leaves are really light, nice bit of energy regaining. And it's like, okay, I can start doing the circles again. So I'm going to start doing same pattern, do another circle pattern. If you get closer to the house, I can not only do like a half circle kind of pattern, but I end up building these little piles of leaves around the house. So eventually, it eats away at all the stuff that you have to rake up very, very quickly. And then you start collecting those little piles after. But it's this perfect balance between, oh, the resistance because you're getting sore from it, it gets a breather, and then you start collecting the leaves after. And before you know it, you have this brand spanking clean lawn. And you've stayed in your purrs, and you're listening to your cassette about living the life you love at the same time. And again, with like any disclaimer will tell you, if you're doing something that's resistant but it's operating heavy machinery or driving a vehicle or whatever, yeah, don't put a Walkman in your ears, and you've got to pay attention. So just a disclaimer there. Raking is very controllable and all that, so raking's okay while you have the headset on. So just want to leave that modality with you of how I use the Grrrr to Prrrrr chart in order to keep myself in the purrs more, so that if I'm in a Grrrr situation, what are the questions that I can ask in a positive way that give me positive answers that can get me from Grrrr to the purrs and keep me in that positive energy. And that's why when you see me most of the time, I'm in my purrs. I like to look at life that way. So I'll leave that with you. Have an awesome week. Try this out on some different areas in your life, even when you're at the grocery lineup. Maybe you could say, like, your first reaction is like, Grrrr, why did I pick this line? And why is it taking so long? And lady, why did you just get your purse out now when you're at the front? Like, you knew you were going to have to pay. And it's just like a heavy energy, right? But if you ask the positive question at that time that'll get you from your Grrrs to your purrs, it could be like, how can I enjoy this situation at this moment? And you'll look around and you'll see the world differently. It's like you'll see a baby that's just giggling with her mom. It's like, look at how that baby's just enjoying life. And the line will just be an ease and flow motion, right? So have an awesome week. Thanks for tuning in as always. Joy, light, and love. Namaste.